It's kind of an odd time to do a pepper taste test. It's early April, and usually it's more like July and August before I do very many pepper taste tests, but I grew all of these indoors, and I was going to sample some, so I thought I'd just share the experience with you. Over here we have the candy sticks. It's a cross between a candy cane and another sweet pepper. This is an onyx candy. That was a result of an accidental cross out in my garden. Turned out to be a pretty good one. The bees know what they're doing sometimes. And the purple blush is a cross of mine. I crossed variegated Midwest midnight orange, I believe, with a sweet pepper. And this one is called Pandemonium. It should be relatively hot if it stays the same as last year. And over here we have one of the Midwest Juanitas and a Midwest Kansas Chaos. I don't know if I'll sample those two, but I will do these others for sure. I think I'll just start with the candy sticks. Started to call it a candy cane. That was one of the parents. Last year, it's got, I would call, decent thickness. It's not really great. It tasted pretty good last year, so I think it should taste good again this year. I'm going to give it a sample. Real sweet. A little juicy. And it's got just a little bit of a tang to it. I'm wondering what this would be like if you used it in a stir fry or something, or just put a little olive oil in a pan and blister it and then eat it that way. I might try that at some point. But the taste is pretty good again this year. I like it. And the peppers, you might not be able to see it, but once they start to get ripe, you can't see the striping much, but they start out kind of like this Midwest Juanita. They start out green with white striping, and then they change to a light orange, and then you can still see the striping, and as they transition to red, then the striping pretty much disappears. Now the onyx candy, they start out almost black. Even the calyx is very, very dark. And then they change to kind of a ruby red and then a brighter red as they're fully ripe. But last year I really liked the taste of this one. I hope it is good, just as good as last year, and we'll take a bite of it and see. It's sweet. It's not as tasty as last year, as I remember it. I have several started of this one that I'm going to grow out this summer, so hopefully I'll be able to find one that tastes a little bit better than this one. There's nothing wrong with the taste. It's just not as good as I remember. Now I'm going to eat a couple of crackers and cleanse my palate so I can taste these other ones. Okay, I'm back. The Midwest Purple Blush starts out kind of a dark purple color, and then it gradually changes to the orange. It gets kind of a purple blush to the peppers themselves, and then it also, the leaves have kind of a purple blush on the edging to a lot of them. I don't know if you can see it, but sometimes they almost get a little striping with the purple. But I consider it to be an ornamental pepper, so I'm not expecting much. It's mainly just going to be seeds, but I'll at least get an idea of the taste of it in case folks want to give them a try. Mostly seeds. Okay, last year I didn't notice any heat, but this year it does have some heat. I'd call it mild heat. And the flavor, as far as flavor, I did get a little bit of sweetness before the heat kicked in. And now it's starting to build a little bit. I would call it somewhere in the mid jalapeno range, maybe low end of a jalapeno. Now the next one is going to be the Midwest Pandemonium. And that one, it looks kind of slightly red with some purplish tint out towards the end, but it will get a bright red when it's fully ripe. Sometimes they start out kind of a orange color. Last year they ripened to orange, but this year they're kind of transitioning from orange to red. They start out this purple color. Last year this one was pretty hot. I'm going to take just a little piece. Got a couple of seeds. We'll see what it tastes like. Not a whole lot of taste. Quite a bit of heat. I would call it, if I had to guess, somewhere in that 10 to 20,000 range, Scoville. I'm going to have to get a drink of water. Okay, that one was way out of my comfort range. It just kept getting hotter and hotter for quite a while. So I would call the Scoville on that one somewhere in, I don't know, if I had to guess, 75 to 100,000 Scovilles right now in this generation. It could change next generation, but it's hotter than heck right now. So keep that in mind if you want to give it a try. If you've been watching my updates and saw these peppers on the plant, let me know which one of these you like the best. And if you're just now finding this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.